Welcome to CreelTalk and welcome to the final chapter of the Rebound Code. This series has been a deep dive into the messy, beautiful terrain of personal transformation. We've unpacked shame, we've confronted ghosting, we've wrestled with redemption, and we've redefined reputation. Each episode has been a step towards reclaiming your story. But today we're zooming out because comeback isn't just a solo act, it's a symphony. It's not just about internal rhythm, it's about the architecture around you, the scaffolding, the support beam, the space that catch you when you fall and challenge you when you stall. Follow through isn't just about grit, it's about design, it's about the ecosystem you build to sustain your growth. Let's talk about the accountability, not as punishment, but as possibility. We'll talk about spaces that do more than track your progression. They hold grace, they invite truth, they make comeback culture not just acceptable, but expected. This is about building environments where resilience is the norm, not the exception, where bounce back isn't a surprise, it's a blueprint. Let's get into it. An accountability ecosystem is more than a checklist or a calendar. It's a structured, emotionally safe space designed to help you follow through, not just with deadlines, but with identity. It's not just about staying on track, it's about staying in alignment. This kind of ecosystem goes beyond group chats or goal trackers. It's the vibe, it's the clarity, it's the rhythm that says you're not just being measured, you're being supported. Most organizations out there build accountability tools for productivity, not for people. That's why for Krill and I, at the core of everything we put our hands in, we rewrite this format. No performance reports, no comparison culture, just weekly intentions, story check ins, and permission to reset. And the people stopped ghosting their goals because the space felt safe to re enter. Let's talk about mentorship as an ecosystem. One of the most powerful forms of accountability, in my humble opinion, can be getting access to a coach or a mentor. But I'll say this, a mentor isn't just someone who gives advice, they're a mirror, they're a compass, sometimes a lifeline. They help you see patterns you've normalized. They challenge your excuses with compassion. They remind you of your why when your how feels shaky. In a healthy mentor relationship, accountability isn't transactional, it's transformational. It's not about being watched, it's about being witnessed. And when that dynamic is built on trust, not judgment, it becomes one of the most potent forms of comeback architecture, whether it's a coach, friend, or seasoned guide. Now, I also want to recognize the difference between pressure and partnership. There's a reason traditional accountability makes people flinch. It feels like surveillance, not support. Let's make this clear. Pressure based accountability equates to fear of disappointing others. Partnership based accountability equates to belief that others care about your growth. When Krill and I designed our company, we kept this in mind. We asked ourselves a couple things. How do we track progress without tracking perfection? That's when the rhythm shift. Check-ins became conversations, not interrogation. Missed goals became learning moments, not reasons to disengage. That is partnership. That's ecosystem energy. That's mentorship rooted in humanity. Now, let's talk about this when accountability turns toxic. Let's be honest, some people never get to experience that kind of accountability because sometimes good people are being mentored by the wrong accountability partners. Too often, I've seen coaches who are power hungry than purpose driven. They care less about the person and more about the performance. They treat growth like a transaction, not a transformation. And when that happens, accountability becomes toxic. It breeds shame, not strength. It creates fear, not freedom. That's why we build Vision Inspired to flip the script, to create spaces where mentorship felt like partnership, not pressure, where your progress is celebrated and your humanity is protected. Because comeback culture only works when people guiding you actually want to see you whole, not just winning. How do you design your own support system? If you didn't have access to a mentor or coach, how do you do that? How do you do it by yourself? Ready to build your space? Here's a framework I'll give you. I'll call it Grace Accountability. The G, give context, no excuses. R, recommit often, celebrate resets. Ask for what you need, not just what you should do. C, choose accountability partners who listen, not just push. E, embed emotional safety into every system. Here's an example. We had a mentorship member restart a goal for the third time. Instead of side eyes, she got this. What fell off last time and what feels right now? That question shifted the momentum. Safe spaces spark honest action. Accountability without emotional safety is supervision, is stress, is surface level growth. If you're building a team, a mentorship group, start with safety. Ask this: can people tell the truth here? Do they feel celebrated when they're reset? Is progress defined by presence, not just perfection? Legacy grows where people feel safe to keep showing up. Here's a challenge I'll leave you with today. Design your own accountability ecosystem, whether it is a group, a weekly partner call. If you don't have a mentor, look to get access to a mentor, get a coach, get an accountability partner who is seasoned that can take you under the wing and guide you. But when choosing that accountability partner, make sure you like the fruits they have on the current tree, right? And once you identify that accountability partner, make that relationship honest, make it survivable, even when goals are missed. That's how combat culture becomes core culture. And with that, my friend, is a wrap for this series. But before we move on, I want to reflect. I want to pause and honor what the Rebound Code just created for you. Over the last 5 weeks, we've unpacked the shame spiral on chapter 1. On there, we discuss how silence doesn't serve you growth. On chapter 2, we talked about the ghosting reflex and why your presence matters more than your perfection. Chapter 3, we discover the redemption shift, returning with rhythm, not explanation. In chapter 4, how reputation equity is earned through honesty, not just highlight reels. And finally, how to build an accountability ecosystem that allows safe, sustainable progress. Guys, this wasn't just about productivity, it was about building emotional rhythms, mindset, and structure that make resilience real. And if you've listened closely, apply gently, and return even once during the series, you've already activated your rebound code. So, where to go from here? Here's what I want you to carry forward. Build your legacy in public, even when it's messy, even when it's mid reset. Your story teaches more than your silence could ever. Design with grace at the center, whether it's mentorship, leadership, family, or creativity. Build spaces where comeback culture is normalized, not penalized. Most importantly, invite your people in. Text someone you trust and say something like this: I'm building with more intention this season. Can you walk in with me? And lastly, tune in for what's next on CreelTalk. And never forget, comeback story make the strongest foundation. So with that, my friend, I've enjoyed spending so much time discussing these topics. It's been a fun series, and I hope you can come back often and re-listen to some of the things we've discussed here. And if some of it taught you a thing or two, or help you remember something, I'll invite you to comment. Let me know. Your comment keep me going. Your comment show me that the work we're doing here is actually helping even just one person out there. That will do my heart good. So with that, I will invite you to come back often, and I cannot wait to hang out with you on the next episode with Creel Talk.